Hi, my name is Syed Jafri. I'm certified in ICA, CISI, and I have almost a decade's industry experience. Worked with the investment banks, custodian banks, and fund administrator. Today we'll be talking about exchange trade life cycle. Again a disclaimer here that the stages which you will see here does not mean that every stage will be followed by every bank. I have worked with one of the leading global custodian bank in the trade execution team, and I was sitting in Bangalore. I was not sitting in New York or their front office in US. So whatever stages you will be looking here, the concept will be same, but the names can be changed based as per the participants involved. In the previous video, in the other video of mine, I have covered the industry participants required to ensure that one trade is settled smoothly. So today the example which I have taken here is Tata Motors trading at NSE, and the trading price when I have taken this price was 701.10, and the currency is INR. Let's say the quantity is 10 million shares. So now we have our currency, we have our price. One second. We have our underlying asset, our shares which we are trading, and we also have our quantity. So the stages, theoretical stages in an exchange trade life cycle are: we have front office, we have middle office, and we have back office. Again, this is the theoretical bifurcation. As per my industry experience and post-COVID, we have seen there is nothing called middle office and back office. Things have changed, and right now even front office roles are coming to India. So this is a really great achievement which I am proud of, being part of the financial services industry. We are getting the niche roles which were kept abroad before, like down the line 5 years, 4 years, or 10 years. And we have shown to the world that we are not a cheap labor, we are credible professionals, they can rely on us, and we have delivered more than their expectation. So I would like to congratulate our whole industry for this particular achievement, because this achievement will be bringing more employment in our sector. Now, talking about front office, there are certain roles which are done in front office. So the first role where most of the professionals are like, we want to be an investment banker, but still they are not comfortable with the sales. The first role in front office is sales. One second, let me erase this. So the first role is sales. How the sales starts? We have a client, let's say we have a client named as Harsh. Harsh runs his institutional investment firm, or Harsh is a sophisticated investor and an institutional investor, and Harsh keeps buying these securities into his portfolio. Now, based on the quantity and the price, if we look at this does not look like a normal retail broking trade where you can execute this order on the Zerodha or Sher Khan. Therefore, this particular trade will go through an institutional channel. And talking from the sales point of view, if we multiply with the quantity with the price, you will see the number, the expected revenue from an investment manager from the front office. So the first point is sales. Now, talking from the trade life cycle point of view, firstly, Harsh needs to send a standard settlement instruction in which price, quantity exchange, custodian detail, where the particular security will be settled or covered. Once the details are shared, the front office analyst sitting on the trading desk, they will be initiating the trade. So first stage we call it trade initiation. They will be checking if this particular quantity at this price is available. Now talking from the institutional point of view, they cannot punch in 10 million order in one go, because this will disrupt the market and that will come under market manipulation. So talking about market manipulation, I have worked with one of the leading investment bank for almost 2 years in regulatory compliance and financial threat mitigation. I'm certified in ICA from Manchester University. Now initiation is done. They have received SSI, standard settlement instruction. Now the next and most important role in a front office is trade execution. In this role, the order will be punched in. It can be possible that order is divided into multiple orders. It can be possible that there is a block trade, bulk deal or block deal. Both of the areas can be possible. Now the order is executed. The next is that, let's say front office is in US and the middle office and back office we have in India, because we are the one of the favorite designation for the outsource operations. Here the most important stage in front office is trade capture. When I say trade capture, in this particular stage, all of these details will be inputted in internal risk management system. We call it RMS in the financial services industry. So the information can be shared to middle office and back office. So the information is centralized. It is not decentralized, and we are not relying on someone that someone will be sending a fax or email to us to get the procedure proceeding further. Everything is instant. Being part of trade execution team, I still remember the time limit which we had to execute a trade was 15 minutes. We cannot keep a trade on hold for more than 15 minutes without even a proper justification, and if any trade is delayed beyond given time streamline, so we will be fined by the regulators and we need to compensate to the client. So if you really want to work in this industry, you need to understand the complexities of this industry. Now professionals would be thinking, why middle office is marked in the red? Because even a single mistake in middle office will be impacting a bank's reputation. It can be financial loss, it can be a reputational loss, it can be both, and it can end up losing our license. When I say bank, I'm not talking about the domestic banks. I'm talking about global banks. These banks where asset under management is into trillions, millions, billions, and these all banks are offering us ample opportunities in India to grow in the financial services industry. So here the first stage, as we are talking about an investment bank, proper global investment bank, they do not do anything for free of cost. When I say they do not do anything for free of cost, it means they would expect something to do these all activities. There are no free lunches in our industry. So what they do? They charge commission. This commission is charged in basis points, BPS. Based on the agreed basis points, they charge commission. At the same time, they input static details in the internal system. We call this stage as trade enrichment. So in the trade enrichment stage, we calculate commission or fee which is charged, and after that we input static details such as which particular custodian and which particular market the trade needs to be settled. Will it be settled in a custodian account or a sub-custodian account? Is there any specific instruction that execute this trade at 701.10 only? If that is an instruction, did our front office guy or girl who is sitting in a trading desk has executed at the exact same price or no. So those are details we need to check in this stage. So this stage is called as trade enrichment. Now the next stage is trade validation. In this stage we validate. What all we need to validate? Let's think logically. The first thing which we need to validate is our quantity, our price, and our instructions. So when we combine these all, we call it trade. The first thing which we are validating is trade. So the order is for 10 million. And in the trading world, there is a term called as fat finger. When I say fat finger, this means rather than executing order for 10 million, our front office analyst was really excited that day. He or she had their birthday and they were really excited, so they have added one more zero in this particular trade. Now, do you think that the client will pay money for additional 90 million trade? My answer is no. Client will not pay money. So who will suffer loss if there is any? Excuse me. So this is borne by the bank itself. So first thing is we validate trade. Now here the transaction, rather than placing order of 10 million, the analyst has placed order for 100 million. So do you think that this client Hirsch will pay money for remaining 90 million? If yes, my answer is you are absolutely wrong. Because Hirsch has already sent standard settlement instructions SSI, in which these details are covered. If you look at the details, now look at the quantity. The quantity is mentioned very clearly that the quantity should be 10 million. Now because of our internal issues, we covered these issues in the operational risk. Because of the operational risk, bank is exposed to additional 90 million position in the market. In this stage, we ensure that the trade is validated in trade validation stage. So being as a middle office, this is the most critical operation in any of the participant you work with. Being part of the middle office, the first thing is trade check we need to do. Now the trade is, let's say this particular extra zero is not added, the day has been good, so let's remove this. Now trade is good. The next would be trader. When I was working in the trade execution team, my limit to execute trades was $25 million. So beyond that, I need to get the VP's approval. So every trader has the specific limit. So being based on the seniority, based on the time spent in the organization, based on their role, their designation, the limits keeps increasing. But again, every trader have a set limit. Let's say this trader is a newbie in the industry, in that particular organization, their daily limit is 10 million only. So as per that criteria, the trader fits into this criteria. But what if trader has already executed another trade of 1 million USD or INR? If the trader has executed 1 million INR trade already, in that case, trader is not allowed to execute this trade. Let's go back, that everything is good. The trader has not executed this trade and this is the first trade of the trader, and the trader is really happy after executing trade. So trader check is done. The next check which we need to do is client and counterparty check. So in the financial services industry, this industry is highly sensitive because we deal with the money. We deal with the real money of the sophisticated investors, of the institutional investors, of the governments. And when we are dealing with that kind of money, we need to ensure that ethics are kept on the place. When I say this, that the client should be properly KYC'd, that the checks are done, and client is not part of the any sanctions list or OFAC list. These are the list which we will be covering in the upcoming videos. There will be a separate video on this particular topic. What is sanction? What is OFAC? What is the role of OFAC? What are the different types of sanctions? Now coming back to this, let's say Harsh has a clean track record, and we have been trading with Harsh from a long time. Good. But what about Tata Motors? Is there any negative news in the market about Tata Motors? If yes, being as a middle office analyst, it is our responsibility to inform to the front office that there is a negative news in the market about this particular trade. Let's hope that everything goes good. We are in a good position. This particular stage is done. Let me erase this. Now the next stage, which is again TV. So this is not validation, this is trade verification. So in our industry, most of the professionals do work in the reconciliation department. It can be hedge fund reconciliation, it can be private equity reconciliation, it can be middle office reconciliation. There are reconciliations in the trade life cycle also. So in trade verification stage, we reconcile between RMS and trade sheet or trade blotter. When I say trade sheet, this particular Excel sheet includes only trading details of the Harsh. When I say trade blotter, this particular Excel sheet contains details of all trades happening during that time. Let's say for 1 hour, these are the number of trades happened, and this particular sheet contains all of those trades. Now we understood the importance of middle office. Just a minute. So we have covered middle office. And the next stage we have is back office. In the back office, first thing which we need to do is confirmation. Second thing which we do is settlement. And third thing which we do is reconciliation. So in India, like we are one of the best in payments technology. When I talk about UPI, like most of us, we use UPI, and we do not carry a cash with us most of the time. Even the small vendors, like people who are into a tea business, a small roadside shops, they also accept UPI. So what we do, we scan their QR code, we pay. They receive a confirmation, and we also receive a confirmation that the amount, let's say 100 rupees, is debited from my account and 100 rupees is credited to the Harsh account. This is confirmation. But in trading world or in a trade life cycle, in middle office, in the trade enrichment stage, we have inputted certain details where we calculated commission, where we inputted custodian or sub-custodian account details, quantity, price, everything. Those details will be sent here in the confirmation stage. Now the confirmation stage also happens at T+0 once the trade is executed. Talking about settlement, the actual exchange of securities and money, cash, happens on trade settlement. Now in this example, we have taken Tata Motors trading at NSE. So this should be T+1. The trade will be settled on T+1. In the reconciliation stage, what we do? We do a cash versus position reconciliation. Now talking about cash is the actual money which is moving from one counterparty to another counterparty. Position in this particular case is Tata Motors listed equity shares. But what if this is the fixed income security? What if this is the bond trade life cycle? In that case, position will change to bond. It can be corporate bond, it can be zero coupon bond, it can be domestic bond, it can be any bond which we are trading, it can be euro bond. What if it is a money market security? Again, money market is traded at OTC, but what it is money market security? It can be a treasury bill, it can be a repo, it can be anything. So in that case, position will be changing based on the financial products or contracts we are dealing into. But cash remains same. Now question comes, what kind of breaks we can expect in this reconciliation? Because in reconciliation, the primary job is breaks resolution. In this case, if we multiply 701 into 10 million, there will be XYZ amount. This cash is debited from Harsh account and the position will come on T+1. When I say position will come into the Harsh account T+1, it is not the transfer of actual securities, it is just change of the ownership done by the depository. These things are already covered in the financial participants video. Now on T+1, the Harsh will receive positions, but the cash is debited from the Harsh account on T date itself. Till T+1, there will be a break in the cash where it will show in the position that the position is yet to be settled. We can keep this break open. But if it is going beyond T+1, when the securities are supposed to be settled, that is a problem. In that case, we need to sit and we need to check if everything is good. Talking from the breaks point of view, there will be a separate video in which I'll be covering what are the different reasons for cash breaks, what are the different reasons for position breaks, what are the different reasons for corporate action breaks, and what are the different breaks we need to resolve in hedge fund accounting or reconciliation. Thank you so much for watching. If you are looking to upskill yourself, if you're working in the financial services industry, if you want to work with these global banks like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Northern Trust, State Street, we at FPA train professionals for CISI, Chartered Institute for Securities and Investment London, and you can come and join us.